The Little Tramp, an introduction to a global icon, Charlie Chaplin. The name itself conjures an image. A small man with a tiny mustache. He wears a bowler hat, slightly too small. His bamboo cane is always in his hand. His shoes are too big, turned outwards. This was the Tramp. He was a character beloved by millions around the globe. Chaplin was more than just an actor who played this part. He was the Tramp's creator. He was a genius of silent comedy. His work touched hearts everywhere. The Little Tramp became a symbol. He represented the underdog. He stood for the common man struggling against hardship. Yet he always found a way to maintain his dignity. His humor was universal. It crossed language barriers. It resonated with people from all walks of life. In a world torn by war and change, the Tramp offered laughter. He offered a moment of shared humanity. He was a figure of hope. Chaplin's rise to fame was extraordinary. He became one of the most recognizable figures in the world. This was during the early days of cinema. The silver screen was a new frontier. Chaplin conquered it. His legacy continues to shine brightly. From Lambeth Shadows, A Dickensian Childhood. Charles Spencer Chaplin was born in London. The date was April 16, 1889. His early life was one of great poverty. He grew up in the grim streets of Lambeth. His parents were music hall entertainers. Their careers, however, were fading. His father, Charles Chaplin Sr., was an alcoholic. He offered little support to his family. He died when Charlie was only 12 years old. This left the young boy in a precarious situation. His mother, Hannah Chaplin, struggled to provide. She performed under the stage name Lily Harley. But her voice began to fail her. Mental illness also took its toll. Young Charlie and his elder half-brother Sidney faced immense hardship. They were often left to fend for themselves. They experienced hunger and uncertainty. The workhouse loomed large in their young lives. It was a place of dread for the poor in Victorian England. The brothers were sent there on more than one occasion. These early experiences shaped Chaplin deeply. The poverty, the desperation, the resilience of those around him. These themes would later appear in his films. Stepping onto the boards, the music hall apprentice. Chaplin's journey into entertainment began early. It was a necessity as much as a calling. At the tender age of 5, he first appeared on stage. His mother's voice had failed her mid-performance. Young Charlie was pushed forward to take her place. He sang a popular song. The audience was charmed. They threw money onto the stage. This was perhaps his first taste of success. It was also a stark lesson in the unpredictability of show business. As a boy, he joined a clog dancing troupe. It was called the 8 Lancashire Lads. He toured with them through British music halls. This was a tough, demanding life for a child. The music halls were boisterous places. Performers needed skill and resilience to succeed. Chaplin learned his craft in this environment. He learned about timing. He learned about physical comedy. He learned how to hold an audience's attention. These were invaluable lessons. A significant step came when he joined Fred Karno's company. Karno was a famous comedy impresario. His troupe specialized in slapstick sketches. Chaplin honed his skills further here. He worked alongside other talented performers, including Stan Laurel. With Karno, Chaplin toured America twice. Hollywood beckons. The dawn of a film career. Chaplin arrived in Hollywood in late 1913. It was a very different place then. The film industry was still finding its feet. Keystone Studios was a factory for short comedies. They were churned out at a rapid pace. The style was frenetic slapstick. Mack Sennett favored fast action and broad gags. Chaplin initially struggled to adapt. His more nuanced comedic style clashed with Sennett's formula. He felt constrained by the directors. It was at Keystone that the Tramp was born. This happened quite by accident, according to Chaplin. He was asked to put on some funny makeup for a film. He went to the wardrobe department. He grabbed a pair of baggy trousers. He added large shoes, a tight coat, a small bowler hat, and a little toothbrush mustache. The cane completed the ensemble. When he appeared as this character, everyone knew it was special. The Tramp made his debut in kid auto races at Venice in February 1914. Chaplin quickly learned the techniques of filmmaking. He began to assert more creative control. He started directing his own films at Keystone. This was a crucial development. He understood that to realize his vision, he needed to be in charge. Section 5. Crafting the Legend, the Rise of the Auteur. Chaplin's ambition extended beyond simply acting. He wanted to control every aspect of his films. He understood the power of the new medium and saw its artistic potential. After S&A, he moved to Mutual Film Corporation in 1916. This period is often considered one of his most fertile. He produced 12 brilliant two-reel comedies for Mutual. These films were masterpieces of comedic construction. He had almost complete artistic freedom. He meticulously planned every scene, shooting numerous takes. He was a perfectionist, pushing himself and his fellow actors. His methods were demanding, but the results spoke for themselves. In 1918 he built his own studio. This gave him unparalleled independence. He was no longer beholden to studio bosses. Section 6. Masterpieces of Silence and Sound. Chaplin's Cinematic Triumphs. Chaplin's feature films cemented his legendary status. The Kid, released in 1921, was a landmark. It blended comedy with deep emotional resonance. It told the story of the tramp and an abandoned child. The film was a huge success. It showed Chaplin's growing confidence as a feature director. He tackled complex themes like poverty and parenthood. He proved that silent films could evoke a wide range of emotions. The film's success was global. Then came the Gold Rush in 1925. Many consider this one of his finest works. Set during the Klondike Gold Rush, it featured iconic scenes. The tramp eating his boot, the cabin teetering on the edge of a cliff, the Oceana Roll dance with the forks. These moments are etched in cinema history. Chaplin combined slapstick with pathos and social commentary. He created a film that was both hilarious and moving. It was a testament to his storytelling genius. As the era of sound films began, Chaplin resisted. He believed in the universal language of silent comedy. City Lights, released in 1931, was a silent film released well into the sound era. It was a risky decision. Section 7. Beneath the Mirth, Controversies and Personal Struggles. Despite his immense popularity, Chaplin's life was not without turmoil. His personal relationships were often complicated. He married 4 times. His first 2 marriages, to Mildred Harris and Lita Gray, were particularly troubled. Lita Gray was very young when they married. Their divorce was scandalous and acrimonious. It generated lurid headlines. It damaged his public image for a time. These personal difficulties took a toll on him. His political views also attracted controversy. Chaplin was a humanist. He expressed sympathy for the working class. He was critical of unchecked capitalism. Some of his films, like Modern Times and The Great Dictator, contained strong social and political messages. During the McCarthy era in America, his views were scrutinized. He was accused of having communist sympathies. This was a dangerous accusation in Cold War America. There was no concrete evidence to support these claims. The FBI under J. Edgar Hoover compiled a large file on Chaplin. He became a target of suspicion and innuendo. Section 8. Exile and a Triumphant Return, The Later Years. After being barred from the United States, Chaplin settled in Switzerland. He made his home in Corsier-sur-Vivi, overlooking Lake Geneva. He lived there with his wife, Una O'Neill, and their growing family. Una was the daughter of playwright Eugene O'Neill. Their marriage was a happy and lasting one. It provided him with stability and companionship in his later years. He found a measure of peace in Switzerland. He continued to make films, though less frequently. A King in New York, released in 1957, was a satire on American commercialism and political paranoia. It was, in part, his response to his treatment by the U.S. authorities. It was not widely seen in America at the time. His final film was A Countess from Hong Kong, released in 1967. It starred Marlon Brando and Sophia Loren. It was a romantic comedy, a departure from his earlier style. It received mixed reviews. In 1972, America made amends. Chaplin was invited back to receive an honorary Academy Award. His return was a deeply emotional moment. Section 9. The Enduring Echo, Chaplin's Timeless Legacy. Charlie Chaplin's legacy is vast and multifaceted. He was a true pioneer of cinema. He helped to define its language. He showed its potential as an art form. His films are still studied and celebrated today. They are screened in cinemas and film schools worldwide. New generations continue to discover the magic of his work. The laughter and tears he evoked resonate just as strongly now as they did a century ago. His creation, the tramp, is an immortal character. He is instantly recognizable. He symbolizes resilience, hope, and the enduring human spirit. The tramp's adventures and misadventures speak to universal truths. They explore themes of poverty, injustice, love, and loss. Chaplin's ability to blend comedy and pathos was unique. He made people laugh until they cried, and cry until they laughed. This emotional depth is a hallmark of his genius. His influence on comedy is profound and undeniable. Beyond his artistic achievements, Chaplin was a cultural force. He reflected his times.